So bless me, welcome on one of the top rising prospects in 2021, Syracuse commit, and one of the newest members of ING, Benny Williams. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's
I'm
good.
good.
Well,
Great. Yep.
you were obviously on a couple months ago, right after your commitment to Syracuse, and a lot of stuff's gone down since then. You've been committed now, you're first only guy in 2021. We'll talk about them in a little bit, but made the big move. You're at IMG now. What went into this decision?
Yeah. I know that I'm the only Syracuse commit for the 2021 class, but there's definitely going to be more commits. I can't say too much, but IMG's been great. They got everything I need right in walking distance, and I've definitely got better in the 4 weeks that I've been there, and can't wait for the next couple months to see what it can do for me.
We're gonna go back, starting with your freshman season, high school
Yeah.
basketball, where you're only 5'9". You weren't able to play
Yeah.
you with any big teams. You were playing JV
Nope.
basketball. What were those days like?
Yeah. Nah, those are some hard days. I just had to keep my head on straight and just know what I was capable of. Yeah, but I was 5'9", going into my freshman year. My dad was calling around trying to get people to take me on the AAU teams, but nobody was messing with me. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know what you got, like you know what you're able to do on the basketball court, and it showed. It just took time. It showed though.
We hear the story a lot. There are some guys that are just dominant their entire high school career, college and pros,
Yeah,
but a lot of guys that have your story where they're not playing varsity basketball as a freshman. They're not super tall. They're not athletic. They're not well known. They don't have offers. You're at sitting
yeah.
in a position, really having everything up in the air. I mean, you're small. You're 5'9". You don't have offers yet. How do you kind of realize that you want to fix that and try to become a Division I player down the road?
I mean, I'm lucky to even be going to college for basketball. I'm getting a free education. Yeah, I didn't even think I would be able to go to college. I thought I was going to end up at Bowie State or something like that. But no, it's honestly a blessing. It's really a blessing. I'm grateful for it.
No doubt. And you look forward then. I mean, you go your sophomore season, following that year, you transfer out. We finished up, you kind of redid your sophomore year again at St. Andrews then. But that one
Yeah.
original transfer and the decision to reclass, what went into that?
Just getting used to my body, just getting faster, stronger, bigger, and better overall. And I mean, I think that was just a great decision, and it showed, especially that second season I was there when we won the MAC championship. I finished with a double double, and I like did everything I wanted to do that season. And Coach Jones, I wouldn't be anywhere without Coach Jones, and I really appreciate him for everything he's done for me.
You decided to do the reclass though. How did you kind of get that done? Why did you decide to want to repeat your sophomore year in high school?
I repeated my sophomore year just to get used to my body. So I can be more versatile because at Riverdale I was just a shooter. That's all I could really do because I didn't really have any of the like. I had guard skills, but not elite enough to like play against other top like people in the area and in the country. So yeah, that reclass really did help me, and I don't regret it at all. Yeah,
So you almost spent 3 years playing at the JV level. Last year was your first true full season on varsity.
yeah, yeah,
What was that transition like? I mean, a lot of guys by that point they usually are starting on varsity. What went into that, and what
yeah,
did it feel like to finally reach that point where you're playing on varsity?
yeah. So my first varsity year at St. Andrews, I got hurt.
Mm.
I mean, but I think that was probably one of the best things for me because I was able to sit back and just watch and like see what I actually need to do, like to be where I want to get to, and that really helped going into the next season when I just basically took over.
That is something that I think a lot of guys don't always look at. Some people obviously look at injuries as negative, and you'd rather be out there
Yeah,
playing. But young in your
yeah.
career, you get to sit back, you watch the way a game plays. What would you say are some of the biggest takeaways? What did you learn sitting back?
Pace. I think that's the biggest thing, just playing with a different pace, not playing full speed at all times. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have done much, honestly, if I played that season, like the whole season. I only averaged like 6 points. So, yeah, pace was really the big thing that I took away from just sitting back and watching.
And so you sitting in that season, you come into last year now, you're in a position where you don't have any offers yet. You're not playing any varsity minutes. How do you know and when does it click that you realize you're going to become a Division I player and possibly become a high major player and a top 5-star, 4-star kind of player?
Yeah, it really clicked for me when I was in practice one day and I was playing against Kamari Williams. He goes to Boston College now,
Hmm.
and like I was really competing with him. And I mean, he's going to Boston College, so it just clicked. Like, why can't I play in the ACC too? Why can't I play in the Power Five conferences?
You accomplished all these big things that have never been done in school history before. And you look back at the season, would you say that was a successful year for you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that was the best basketball season I've ever played. Like as long as I've been playing.
Hmm.
I just got a lot done. I learned a lot and matured a lot. And like I said before, it really goes to say that like a coach like can really like change your life. And what Coach Jones did for me was really amazing.
You make the move to IMG, but before we get into that, if Corona wasn't a factor and you were playing this upcoming season, would you still have been at St. Andrews?
Yeah, I probably would have been at St. Andrews still. Yeah, we probably would have made a run for another MAC championship. Hopefully, they still do it though. Hopefully, they still do it.
No doubt. And we go back now, back when you were 5'9", you did have a size 13 or 14 shoe. That doesn't
Yeah,
always fit all well. I mean, a lot of 5 foot guys don't have a 13, 14 size shoe. Was
I
that
know
awkward
it's
for you? How
crazy.
did you kind of how'd you get used to that?
Yeah, it was weird. Like my feet didn't match my body, so yeah, I was really slow. I was really slow. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only problem with just having big feet and like being in a small body.
And you grow then into becoming the 6'8.5", nearing 6'9" player you are now. I know there was
Yeah,
about 11 inches you grew in that time span, and you were dealing with a lot of growing pains and soreness. What was that like,
yeah.
and how'd you get through that?
It was hard. I had to sit out AAU season because my doctor said I couldn't play.
Hmm.
But like I said, just sitting back and just watching, you will learn a lot. Learn a lot more than just playing.
And I had a recent post I made about the rankings, and that's something for you that kind of backs that up. You're a guy that was underrated your entire career. No one knew about you until
Yep.
this upcoming junior season, and you blow up. What does it feel like now to be in a position that you are a highly ranked player? You have an offers from all over the country. You're going to Syracuse. What does it feel like to be in this position?
Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew all the like notoriety and stuff was coming. It was just a matter of time. I knew what I was capable of doing. And it was just like it just took time for people to understand like what I'm really about. But yeah, it's great. I mean, it's cool and all, but at the end of the day, when you get to college, all the rankings don't matter.
Hmm.
John Morant wasn't ranked not rookie of the year. It really doesn't matter.
No doubt. And there's a guy I think a lot of people refer to with the growth spurt stuff, and that was Anthony Davis. Was a Division
Yeah,
One low major point guard. Grows over the next
yeah,
year to 6'11". Now some people say he might be in the 7 foot range. You're around that
yep,
kind of player. You were point guard position pretty much your whole life. Now you're able to one run through four, maybe even a stretch five if you're playing five out.
yep.
What's it like kind of using all the skills you learned earlier on while you were small and ran point guard?
I think why I'm so like I think that's why I'm so versatile. I can play 1 through 5 and bring the ball up, post up, I mean pretty much do everything. I don't really think there's anything on the court I can't do. It's just a matter of being more consistent and just like being a killer at all times.
You constantly read about your name. Your dad talked about it in an article recently. No one even knows where your ceiling is right now. You're still haven't really been played in this
Yeah,
body. You're still growing. You're still kind of skinny overall for not growing into it. What's the next
yeah.
level for you? What kind of player do you think you can become?
Uh, I really don't know. I because I've been down here and I've been getting a lot better. Like I can tell just the way I've been playing and stuff.
Hmm.
So like day by day, I'm just trying to get better, and that's all that really matters to me. But wherever I peak out at is wherever I peak out at. But at the end of the day, I just want to know that like I put all my effort into being better.
That's big time. And I want to talk about this now because IMG is a big move. That's a prep year where
Yeah,
you're playing the best of the best, traveling, really a lot like a college schedule. And personally, that's something I do like guys doing. I like the prep route just because you truly get to see what level you're playing at. You can truly see yourself amongst the best
yeah.
players out there. How excited for this year and what do you kind of expect for the upcoming season for you?
I'm so excited. We got like a lot of great players like Lynn Greer,
Mhm.
Brandon Murray, Charles Bediako, the dog. Charles is a dog. And Afton. I mean, like this thing of like I'm playing against those guys every single day, competing against them, and they're not gonna back down, and I'm not gonna back down. So we're just going at each other. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna get better and get ready for the next level, whatever that is.
You're amongst these guys that you just mentioned, Efton Reed. Some of these guys are some of the best players in the country, as well as just overall the other high school team as well that has a lot of top guys. And you're
Yeah,
amongst the atmosphere of just the best in all different sports. What's like just competing against and seeing just the best athletes in the world?
it's crazy, but I think I've earned my spot in that conversation though. So it's not like I'm left out, like I was at Riverdale. But I mean, yeah, like I said, it's just competing against the best of the best is really going to help you. I mean, I got so much better in these 4 weeks. It's crazy.
These guys are different level. These are the best in the country. Who's kind of the guys that going against on the team and practices right now?
Pretty much guarding Brandon
Mm-hmm.
from Baltimore. He's going to LSU. Yeah, he's really like, I mean, he's from Baltimore, like he's a really locked down defender, gritty. He'll talk his stuff, and I'm gonna talk my stuff back, and we just keep going back at each other. That's every day though. That's every day. But once we get off the court, we're like best friends.
Now you guys will all be at the Division I level in a year. How excited are you to go against
Yeah.
these guys and play against them in college games?
Oh, that's gonna be crazy if we play against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the guys get at ACC or something like that. That's gonna be crazy.
You're in this environment. There are guys that have yet to commit to the schools at IMG. Anyone that you're
Yep.
trying to talk into bringing with you to go to Syracuse?
Jarris Walker. He's on the Jarris. He's on the national team. We're trying to get him. Syracuse trying to get him, but we're trying to see like if he wants to. He definitely wants to go on a visit. That's what he told me. He said he definitely wants to go on a visit. So whenever I go, I'm gonna try to bring him with me.
That's huge. And I want
Yeah.
to talk a little bit more about Syracuse now. This is a program that Coach Boeheim's a Hall of Famer. We already know that. He's one of the winningest coaches in NCAA history. But there were some things in the past that kind of dropped out some of his losses or a lot of sanctions placed on Syracuse. And they're kind of rebuilding this now. You see the team starting to come back into form and become a great team again. What's like kind of rebuilding and restarting this new Syracuse era?
Um, Trying to bring in more recruits, especially in the 20. I'm trying to get one or two more in the 2021 class. But um, I mean, Coach Bam, like you said, Coach Boeheim is one of the most winningest coaches in college basketball history, and you know what he's capable of. Everybody else knows what he's capable of. We're gonna be back on top for sure. We're gonna be back on top.
2020 features guys like Woody, Kadari, and Frank, which I want to talk about him in a second too. All three of these guys are guys that are around the top 100 range, but really special player. I think Woody is something really special. I think he's going to turn into a pro player soon. What is that class like, and do you happen to know any of those guys right now?
Yeah, I know Woody. Woody's from my area. He's from DC.
Mm.
But no, I don't know. I don't know Kadari. I don't know Frank. No, but I know Woody though for sure. I know Woody since I was in like third grade.
Did he have any kind of impact on your recruiting process?
No, not really. He just kept saying come, but I knew I wanted to go myself, so it wasn't. He didn't need to say anything.
Now, I read an article that you have kind of always known that since Syracuse offered you, since you went to the visit, that that's where you wanted to
Yeah,
be. Was there any other
yeah.
chance? Did any other school ever have a chance at landing you or someone that was ever close to anywhere near Syracuse in terms of your priorities?
If I didn't go to Syracuse, I was gonna go to Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
But Syracuse has been recruiting me like since 2 years ago, and ever since they've offered me, Coach Altry, Coach Red has been really consistent in my recruitment, and Coach Boeheim, and all the coaches, honestly, especially on my official visit. I think we had a great conversation, and like I didn't even hear anything else from any other schools. That's where I wanted to go. Because I used to watch them when I was a kid, watching Jerami Grant, Deion Waiters. It was always something about Syracuse for me.
With Frank, I know the day he commit, you obviously talked about you want to go create your commitment video. You want to get that out right away. Why was that the trigger point? Why was his commitment the one that really made you want to commit right then and there?
Because Syracuse hasn't had back-to-back commits since CJ Fair and someone else, I forgot. But I don't know Frank. But I asked him before I committed, like, is it okay? just so he can get his like little notoriety or whatever. And he
Hmm.
said it was fine. So I woke up that morning not knowing I was going to commit. Um, he, the video was supposed to be done, so I was like, "Can you try to get it done a little earlier so I can release it and have back-to-back commits?"
Hmm.
And yeah, that's what we did. And the Syracuse fans went crazy over it.
That was a special day, and now it's really the day that created momentum because before that, even Dior Johnson commit there, and there's a lot of
Yep.
buzz about 2022 being something that could potentially compete with being the number one overall class in that year. You
Oh
just
yeah.
get that new era, that new kind of vibe about Syracuse basketball. How's it going to impact future
Yeah.
classes now?
Um, like I said, we're going to be back on top, and it's going to attract a lot of attention from media, recruits, everybody. Like honestly, and I mean, why wouldn't I mean if you come on the visit, it's going to be hard to say no. Honestly, all the coaches are cool, the facilities, people, fans, all that—they're all cool.
You look now for you personally, you're talking to Coach Boeheim and talking to the rest of the coaches. They've coached guys like Carmelo Anthony, one of the best players to ever play this game. Jerami Grant is now starting on a Western Conference team. Hakeem Warwick, a guy that played in the NBA for a long time. This list goes on and on of guys that were this bigger forwards kind of player like you. Who do they see you
Yeah.
becoming?
Um, the better version of myself, honestly. But they have compared me to Jerami Grant, especially because I worked out with him last summer.
Mhm.
Honestly, going into that next season, I'm just trying to get my ball handling tighter so I can play the 1 through 4 consistently and just be a better shooter.
Working out with a guy like Jeremy, NBA player, what's some things you kind of learn from him?
A lot, like just moves, different paces and moves to throw off your defender. Um, how important it is every shot, just like trying to make every shot and not just shooting it just to shoot it. Just a lot of discipline, just being mature on the court.
And there's always ranking people, always trying to figure out who the top guys in high school are and how they're going to turn out down the road. But you're alongside a guy that has made it to the NBA, has got a second contract, is starting in the NBA. What's the difference? What separates a guy like him from typical high school players?
Discipline. You
Hmm.
seen the other day, he dropped 26. Like, come
Hmm.
on, like he's different. I mean, and I talked about Jeremy, and people are like, no, he sucks. Like, well, Jeremy would kill you. Like, what?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's really nice.
Did he have any kind of impact
Yeah,
on your recruitment?
yeah. He told me that he loved it. All the work he put in with Coach Red really helped him to be the player he is today. And without Coach Red, he wouldn't be the player he is. And but at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to me just wanting to work and getting in the gym and trying to get better.
Now, we know your ultimate goal is NBA, if that's going after 1 year or if it's all the way to 4 years. But what do you need to know that when you're ready for the NBA, what will be part of your game? When do you know you're going to be ready?
When I'm consistent at everything in my game. Like there's nothing off about my game. There can't be anything that people say like he can't do this, he can't do this. I just want people to say that like you need to get better at this, get better at this. But like honestly, just being more consistent, like I said, is the biggest thing for me.
I never like asking this question until you guys do commit, but growing up, who is kind of your dream school? Who's the school you like growing up watching?
Syracuse.
Hmm.
Syracuse. My dad graduated from Maryland, so I watched a lot of Maryland, but definitely Syracuse. Dion Waiters, really like I used to watch him all the time, like all the time. He was really different. He still is different though.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And when you're kind of a kid growing up and you realize now you're going to step foot in that same locker room that guys like Carmelo Anthony, Deion Waiters, and companies
yeah.
put on, you see that Syracuse jersey one day when you get ready to go play a game and you step foot on that home court. What's going to go through your mind?
I have no idea. I think about it all the time, but I have no idea. It's just honestly like I can't become complacent and stop working. I just have to keep working and try to be better. But yeah, those are gonna be some crazy moments. Just putting on that jersey for the first time, stepping on that court in front of all those fans. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy for sure.
Think it's going to take a couple seconds or a couple minutes maybe to get adjusted to it and kind of embrace it all?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. But yeah, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna end up loving it for sure.
No doubt, man. A few more things before I let you go. One is
Yep.
when you look at building a legacy for yourself, What do you want the legacy to be for when you are done playing basketball? What do you want to remember for what you achieved both on and off the court?
A winner. I don't want to be considered a person that was really good at basketball but always lost. I really want to be considered a winner. Always worked hard, try to get better each and every day. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
You are a man of many personality types. You have the winning side, the competitive side. You have the goofy side. A lot of time, you also
Yeah.
are just a chill, mellow guy. How do you
Yeah.
kind of separate that? When do you know when to use the different kind of personalities you have?
I don't know. I just have different moods, man. Like I'd be chilling sometimes and I'd be goofy at another time. I don't know. I'm a weird dude.
No doubt, man. And my last thing, man, give Syracuse fans your three biggest goals you have set for your Syracuse career.
Win the championship for sure. A lot of wins, and we just gonna have fun. We're gonna have the dome rocking for sure.
No doubt, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today. Congrats for the commitment, transfer, man. Go do your thing this year.
All right, appreciate you, bro.
Of course, you're always welcome on, bro. God bless.
All right.